Hey, welcome to the Jet Show. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Jet. You're watching the Jet Show. It's the 27th of December. Glad to have you guys here. Have you? How's everyone doing? Please let me know how the sound is. You guys. Welcome. We got a great show for you today. We are drawing Ochako. Someone said Ochacho. I don't know if that's or if it's Ochako or Ochacho. I think it's Ochako, right? We'll just call her Gravity Girl. Please let me know how it sounds. Uraraka! Yeah, it is. Supposed to be my take on her. Inspired by another artist, Ryota, I believe his name was. He did a really cool Gravity Girl. Yeah, please let me know how it sounds because I have sound canceling earphones on right now, and I can't hear myself talk. So I'm like, I don't want to be yelling at you guys. Hey, Psychra, where's Psychra at? Is Psychra here? Is he? Psychra, thanks. Oof. Let me know. Thank you. So we got a lot of stuff to cover today because it's been a while. Let's see here. I got my list. Okay, gotta have my list open. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, you guys. Yeah, I just want to first thank everybody for the wonderful year. It's been one productive, plentiful, fun, crazy year. And thank you to everybody. Hope you guys are all doing good out there. And cheers. We're going to talk about what we accomplished this year. We're going to talk about my plans for the future. A lot of stuff. But let's just start drawing first so that I don't have to think too much before I go off on a long tangent. I am just finishing this up for Patreon. This is a Patreon piece. I have not been updating anything regularly like I wanted to. This month has been insane. It's the holidays. Families all trying to get together and you trying to buy gifts for everybody, running around, going out of town and stuff. I kind of failed. I was supposed to do like a daily sketch this month, but I literally, this is like my only drawing this month. This month, and yeah, I'm busy trying to finish this drawing up for you patrons out there. Got to put together the tutorial, the voiceover, finish up this piece. I am recording this process, by the way, and the full breakdown and all that will be available via my Patreon. I love the way you paint. Thanks, gameplay. I love the way you play. So, My Hero Academia Uraraka Ochako. She is the cutest one on there. I don't know about you guys. I think she's the cutest. On Boku no Hero. Some might think Tsuyu, Frog Girl. Nah, she's too she's too weird for me. It's more of a gimmick. More of a gimmick. I was talking to Didus last night about gimmicks. We're like trying to define the word gimmick. Didus, he's a storytime artist, and he was saying VR is a gimmick. Is a gimmick. I'm like, no, it's not. It's just a technology in early development. I have VR. I just don't play very much. So, anyways, hey, Feliz Navidad, my dudes. Yeah, yeah. Hi, Jiggly are her watermelons. Oh yeah, talking about her melons. Yeah. So in my my Bulma drawing, I was talking about no, it wasn't Bulma. It was something else. I was saying if you draw boobies, make sure they don't make sure they're not C's, because C's kind of imply that they're fake or really firm. And not always, that's not always the case, but yes, generally speaking. And it looks more like boobs that are flying away like balloons into the sky. So in this case, it it works out because she's Gravity Girl and her boobs are flying away into the sky. So it works out. Hey, Soul Bad Greg. Soul Bad. Oh, Soul Bad Greg. Hey, Soul Bad. I wonder if this is the Greg, my good friend Greg. I wonder if this is the same Greg. Thank you. Yeah. Oh my goodness, this drawing has been taking me forever. This drawing beat the crap out of me. My goodness, I've been spending so long on this. I'll get you guys all caught up this month. Just like I took on that's one last freelance drawing. I always say it will last. A freelance piece for a friend. One of my frequent clients, and I turned down a lot of new people's requests this month. And let me turn off this music because it's got some music in the back. And yeah, I'll see you in Sec Anime, brother. We'll see you in the winter time. Sec Anime, you guys, head on down. That place is growing. But this month, it was supposed to be no freelancing. No freelancing. Because I tend to lose money and also time when I take on freelance work. It actually it costs a lot. It takes a lot out of me to do a freelance. Balancing the freelance, or just like a commission, okay? Like, okay. Freelancing requires me to focus on someone else's project, and that time that I use doing that work, I get paid for my time for that project. But that drawing is not something personal. It's not something that I would do for Patreon. It's not something that I would really sell for an art print or art store. It's not really relevant to me and my brand. So, I mean, it'll pay, but then like after you get paid, there's nothing really left to continue with. I talked about this in my last live stream, and I'm really fortunate, and I'm in a position right now to just be able to draw for my patrons and for myself. And it's a really, really good time right now. It's just like a dream come true. Anyways, if I were to do a personal piece like this, I can turn it into a YouTube video, which I'm doing right now. I could give it to a patrons. I can sell it at art prints. I can do a lot more with it, and also it'll go to my art store. So all that combined, it also requires less attention than commission work. Commission work is anything from any person, private or not, personal projects from people, and you gotta pay attention. Like they're gonna request to change things, or they're gonna request rough drafts, etc. I try to limit rough drafts. The more I'm able to stand on my own. I try to limit the amount of work when I was still doing commission work. But then still, it just cuts into my time. And maybe I'll finish. I finally finished my 2B art by the con. Heck yeah! I can't wait to see it. Can't wait. So yeah, there's a lot of reasons why I'm moving away from freelance. And yeah, so long story short, it's already a long story. I wasn't supposed to do any freelancing this month, but like I said, a friend requested it, and I made one last exception. I may be open to it in the future when I get my schedule fixed this year. So this next year is going to be even more productive than this year. Thanks, Mandy Bunny. Thank you. Oh man, this drawing really killed me. You don't understand. I redid this drawing about 4 times. This is my fourth attempt. I'm now like finally happy with it somewhat. It took me forever. Ugh. It's just too many too indecisive. Too indecisive. Yeah. So a recap on this year. This year has been the most productive year I've ever had. Ever. Forever. No, not forever. Man, it's been a while. It's been like 2 months. Man, thanks for highlighting my name. What do you do when you have an art block? Oh my goodness. I don't know if I have art blocks or if I have just art struggles. So man, art blocks I would imagine would be something that is like you can't think of anything to draw. I think that's an art block. Whereas an art struggle where you're struggling with something, I like in this case I just reduced it down. So I'll do a little layer breakdown for you guys. I reduced it down. I've already deleted all the layers that I didn't want anymore. And I just started over. I got my tone and color separations. And then second layer to adjust, so having these colors as the base. And then lassoing those colors or selecting them. And adjusting it to something like this, a more neutral, more muted tone. So there's no blue color to wash. This is a completely different technique. And then some form shadows. So just going about it slowly and methodically, and thinking about what stages I'm in. A lot of the stages were getting mixed up into each other. What the hell is this? What? What? Okay. Okay. Huh. So this is a residual from my last attempt. Excuse me. Got 2 color dodge layers here. We're gonna delete it because we redid it already. We're gonna do it correctly this time. Yeah. As far as what like ideas to draw, I don't really struggle with that. There's always something to draw, especially if you're just doing fan art. Pick a character, pick a pose, and draw the character in that pose, you know. References are really good too. You know what? Sometimes when I see people drawing and they art is so damn good that kill my motivation for drawing instantly turn me art blah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, man. Don't worry, man. We all go through it. No matter what stage you are in drawing, there's always going to be somebody better than you, or something that just you feel is more pleasing, more impressive, or you know. I use that as motivation. I look at it like, whoa, I want to try to do that. I want to get that good, you know? Don't get discouraged. I think, especially if you're not doing anything. If you're not doing anything, that's gonna make you even more depressed. because I get depressed. Like I try to stay away from social media. If I'm not producing anything, I get depressed. I'm just like, I'm not doing anything with my art. I'm not producing anything. I'm just sitting around doing random stuff. It's usually not random. Usually just other obligations. And it makes me depressed. I don't want to see other people working so hard and myself not. If I'm not working and I go on social media and I start seeing all these nice pieces, I'm just like, damn it, you should be doing this, and then you don't. But if I'm actually producing something and being productive, then it's nice. It's like, yeah, we're a community of artists. We're drawing together. You're drawing something. I'm drawing something. We're getting there together. It's a good time. Yeah, I get motivated by other people's art too, Carlos. So, yeah, I was having a hard time with this piece. I have like noise canceling. Oh yeah, that's what I get for Christmas. I got noise canceling Nora Beats at Nora headphones. If you guys heard about it, really really cool headphones. Oh shoot, I'm not even recording. God, too many things going on at once. Just be like him. No breaks, draw all day. Yeah. Hi PvP. Welcome. How to do? So we will go for about an hour. Just get caught up. It's been 2 months or so since we've been here together. So yeah, this month started off really strong, and I think most of the productivity came from the first couple months. And after Anime Expo, I kind of like I fell off. I fell off hard because I was like, ooh, I finish everything. Ooh, like, I did a big old convention. I'm done. Yeah, I gotta take a break, and break time lasted forever. And then like some medical emergencies happened this year. But everything turned out to be good afterwards. Everything was good. So just grateful that everything turned out great this year. And PvP, it may take a year for good at one part of a drawing. What would be your advice to an artist who graduated from college a year and a half ago and struggles to find motivation to do more light work on a decent portfolio or find a job? So you graduated 2 years ago, I mean a year and a half ago, and you don't have motivation to go find a job. Well, if you are struggling, like if you don't have any money, that's probably a good motivator. If you're like, if you need to survive. But if you got the money covered, man, I don't know what to say, man. Like, it's gotta have that drive, because we're all trying to survive, and if you're not doing anything, then you're gonna get left behind. You're gonna get left behind, and you're gonna be just I don't know. I don't know what to say, man. It's either you want it or you don't. Yeah, a big reason for me to really push myself was financial reasons. I find that to be very useful. One of the great things about art school, I think, for some people, if you find yourself in debt, That'll light a fire under your butt to be a little more active. You gotta pay the bills. And for me, instead of, like taking on or going the regular 9 to 5 approach, I said, screw it. I need to make this work. I have to make this work. I went to school for a reason. So I continued pursuing art. Can you guys, hey, been watching your videos for a while. I was wondering if you have any tips on managing workflow and preventing burnout. Thunder Dumpling asks, please, you guys put the Jetty Jet so I know you guys are writing to me, because I don't want to like miss your quote comments. I hate going back and reading and being like, man, I wish I answered that, or oh, that was a good question, or somebody will ask the same question like 20 times and I'll miss it every time. So if you have any tips on managing workflow and preventing being burnout. Okay, so this is my new strategy on life, and I'm still learning. Like, I'm terrible on all this stuff, and that is pace yourself. Don't get into the habit of setting up large goals for yourself. I used to be big advocate of big goals. Oh yeah, make a big goal for yourself. The problem with, it's nice to have big goals, but the problem with big goals is that when you accomplish it, you feel you're complete and you're done. You're like, dang, I knocked it out. It's like I was saying about the convention. Oh man, I'm done with the convention. I did it. I succeeded, and it makes you feel like you can rest. It's all done. There's nothing left. Same with drawing. If you finish a piece, then you feel like you've accomplished something big and you want to take a break, and you get into that state of vacation state. You start taking a long break. Instead, think of it as it's an ongoing process. It's a process to not so much achieve something, but achieve a state of mind, a certain habit. So you're developing a habit as opposed to completing a goal. So habits last forever. Goals are what am I trying to say? Goals are you know what I'm trying to say. Come on. Help me out here. Goals come and go. Like when I did P90X way back in the day, it was a 3-month. It's a 3-month program. Damn, I keep missing this line. It's a 3-month thing. And after it's over, it's like, yeah, I'm shredded. I did it. I'm done. What would I do? And then a couple months later, I gained not all the weight back, but half of it, And so I wasn't training myself to have like this certain habit or routine. I was just training myself to complete that goal. And once I'm complete, it's over. It feels like you're done. You don't have to do it anymore. So what I'm saying is, when you draw, pace yourself. Do an hour a day or 15 minutes a day, whatever it is. Just do it every single day. Every single day, a little bit, tiny bit. For the rest of your life. It's not like for just a little bit. No, like for the rest of life. If you want to be an artist, like successful artist, just gotta do it every single day for the rest of your life. And it's okay if you like fall off every now and then. You don't have to be perfect. Everybody's, but you want to make sure that you're averaging more work than you're not. So out of the week, if there's 7 days, you want to hit those 5 days instead of you know what I mean. You just want to make sure you have more days fulfilled than not, and that way you can reinforce the fact that you're completing your habit, your routine. and that way you can develop your habits. Oh shoot, I'm getting all kinds of questions. Dang, you guys. Thanks for the highlights. Any tips on digital art? I've recently gotten intrigued by digital art and have practiced heavily. I want to hear things that made you feel like you've progressed. Try inking a lot. Just that's how I got my start. I would do a really complicated picture and I would ink the whole thing. I would zoom in. I would just try to basically get used to being able to control the drawing pad, having that hand-eye coordination. I think that's a good place to start. But if you're using a Cintiq, it might be different. You might not need to. Well, yeah, you still need to. You still need to practice that too. What's going on? Where did you get the idea for Chaco's robot arms? It just kind of reminds me of the. Yeah, I said Ryota. First thing I said this the stream. Ryota is his name. He inspired me. I saw a lot of fan art, and I've noticed his stand out the most. It looks so nice, and I was like, if I'm gonna do a drawing, might as well make it interesting like Ryota. Ryota took the liberty, and he created this really cool style. There's this artist named Ryota. Here, I'm gonna pull it up for you. So his is insanely awesome. I love the clean render. Been floating around the internet. That's really nice. So my robot arm is different, but inspired. Like if you look at the shapes, they're similar. Panel lines are doing stuff. There's a weird, funky shape for the arm. That's really crazy. I don't even know how he how he came up with that, but yeah, robotic arms, kind of cool. It kind of gives it a little more interest because her outfit is a bit. It's kind of bland-ish. So yeah, get into the habit of systems and routines versus goals. Goals come and go, and then once they're completed, you feel like you need to reward yourself, and you start taking breaks. This is life changing for me. I've actually got all this from a really good book called Atomic Habits. Started reading that. Atomic Habit. Whew, it's insane. The first 3-4 chapters, I'm already like, I'm getting so much information from it, but that's where I'm pulling from. So good. It's about habits. Talks about. Okay, let's imagine folding your clothes, right? Floating boobies into the sky, heart. Methodology. So yeah, I was gonna say C's for floaty boobies, and J's for resting boobies. Yeah. Do I use custom brushes? Yes, I've started developing some custom brushes, but they're not ready to be shared yet. I need to hone them a little more. I have a couple that gives me these little textures. It's really basic. It's not that complex. But yeah, so imagine you need to fold you have a batch of clothing lying around, right? And you need to fold it. So you have all this clothes on the ground. You need to fold the clothing. You're like, I'll get to it. Okay, I'll finally get to it. Someday. Tomorrow next week. Today? No, next week. Okay. So that's kind of how I look at life now. It's like before I would rely on impulse to complete something, like impulse or outside pressure, or when things are just like really like when things are last minute, or goodness, what am I trying to say? When the stakes are really high, when the pressure's really high, when it's like, oh my god, it's now or never kind of thing. That's usually when I will fold blankets, or not fold blankets, clean up, right? So I would rely on impulse for motivation, or until it's just like, until it's getting out of hand, and it's like, okay, fine, I'll finally fold the clothing. But when you're done, what happens? It's like, yeah, I'm completed. I did it. And then you mustered all that energy to finally clean up. But it's just gonna add. It's just gonna come back. The pile of clothes is gonna come building up again, and the process is gonna repeat itself because I've not changed my philosophy, my mind, my process. Nothing's changed. Like my habit of letting the clothes pile up it's still there. It's the habit. The bad habit is still existing. So you got to develop a good habit, and instead of letting it pile up and finishing it all at once, do a little bit. Like do a little bit every day. So my new goal is to just fold 5 pieces. My room is clean now. I'm like so happy. I feel like an adult, a grown person now. Yeah, I have trouble folding clothes. I'm a mess. Okay, all right, okay. And it's been a lifelong struggle. It's not that I don't want to clean. I want to clean, but it's just like, just let it go. And so now I say just fold 5 pieces of clothing every single day. So if you can make that your habit, then it adds up. And eventually, next thing you know, your room's clean. It compounds, and your room is clean. And if you can keep that up, now I'm like kind of worried because I'll wake up and I'm like, oh crap, my room's too clean now. I'm like, I have nothing to pick up. I need to pick up 5 things, or I need to fold 5 things. So the other habit is throw away 5 things every day. Just throw away something, 5 things. Doesn't have to be a lot, because that small win is more sustainable, and it's very rewarding. It's like, oh cool, I did it, and you can reward yourself. Versus a big pile of like you like, okay, my whole room is such a mess. I'm gonna spend 6 hours cleaning up everything. I'm gonna get rid of all my garbage, and then you're just like completely like wasted after that. You know, you're just so tired, and the next time you have to do it again, it's like you're faced with this big obstacle in your head. You're like, oh, it's too much work. I don't want to do it. And that's you're building yourself up to that kind of expectation of the work. But if you're constantly rewarding yourself with the smaller, I'm doing lights on the wrong layer, smaller accomplishments, doing 5 pieces, like 5 pieces, man, come on, 5 pieces, do 5 pieces. I used to talk about doing 50 push-ups every day, or 10 push-ups, or 20 push-ups. I was able to do it on other things, but I didn't realize I just incorporate it into other practices. So yeah, got a pile of clothes with a spider hitting the pile. It was scary. So you gonna start a Discord? I see if you have an account. Yeah, eventually I will. You've given me tips in the art and now on my pile of clothes in my room. Yeah. So look, listen to me, kids. You got a pile of clothes, all right? Just fold 5 pieces of clothes. Just wait till you see in 1 week, you're like, wait a second, this room's clean. And do it every day, just every single day. You know, you start feeling like an adult. Like you start feeling like your mom. Like, man, mom does this all the time. Why didn't I do it all the time? It's so easy. You know, growing up, she'd always say like, just bring like a plate out, or just bring like, just put this away. You know, like just a little bit. I'm like, I'll get to it, Mom. I'll get to it. I'm doing something. I'm busy. And it's true. You're busy. But 5 pieces of clothing. Come on, you can do that. So, brand new philosophy, outlook on life, and how to develop habits for the future. Because I'm guarding myself. I'm arming up for next year. All right, this year I was able to do about 88 pieces. All right, average I would draw for myself about 12 pieces, maybe 5 pieces since art school. The rest would be kind of just freelance work and just trying to work, and not like really worrying about myself. You can't just draw for others. You gotta also draw for yourself and develop yourself. And I actually thought that I was like, I've reached the end of my art journey. I'm like, yeah, I'm good enough. I don't need to improve anymore. I'm fine with it. And that's the saddest thing to say, because as an artist, you're never done. You're never done, and you're not done once you realize that you're not done. Because I didn't know I wasn't done until I just started doing daily sketches. I said, why not do some daily sketches, daily studies, and then I started developing new approaches. I'm like, wait a second, hey, I'll do this one this way this time. I'll do this one just in black and white. I'll just do the lines in this one, and I would limit myself to 1 hour, and 1 hour turned into like 3 hours, 6 hours, and then I started having fun again, and I started to rediscover my freaking love for art, and now I'm here. I'm just drawing for myself and making drawings all the time. Like, hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, man. So next year, I want to make sure I want to get at least, I want to make it every day, every single day, even if I'm at conventions, because conventions is an excuse. When I go to a convention, I'm like, oh, I'm at the convention. I can't draw right now. Yeah, you can. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, man. 5 minutes. Just 5 minutes, man. Let's do 5 minutes of drawing. It's best to use what's within you instead of what's out. Yes. So this, I keep doing the same thing right now. I'm just dabbling right now. Let's lock this. Yeah, it's more yellowish. Yellowish. Okay. Set another layer. So think about your process as opposed to your goals. All right. Your goal is not to lose weight. It's to be active every day. Because if you lose weight and you're like, hey, I did it, what happens? You feel like you're done. You don't have to do it anymore. No. You're changing your philosophy on your life, your identity. You are now a person who exercises every day, as opposed to somebody who's trying to lose weight. See? It's different. One of them has to be sustained forever. One of them is just for a short period of time. There's no end result. And that develops you as a person. So next year, for sure, daily sketch every day. Go to sleep at 11. Oh my goodness. Drugs are just another part of yourself. Ingesting them can express parts of you never knew you had it suppressed. Hey. That's why I take a sketchbook everywhere I go. Good. Draw every day, but I feel like sometimes I spend too much time on one piece. Me too, PvP. Me too. My life story. I mean, just every time. Just like, man, that was too long. So, I had one of these days. My goodness. My most productive day was like last couple days. Let's see if I have it here. Oh man, it's not here. I don't want to open up something weird and stumble on it. So I drew twice, like 2 pieces in one day. Because one has to be a piece for Patreon, one has to be a daily sketch. Rendering out the piece right now, it's the Patreon, and I did 2 sketches, and then I edited a video, and I also cleaned up my room and did everything I wanted to do, and it was just like I was on a roll. I was like, yeah, man, if I could do this every single day, my goodness, I would be a monster. And that's the next thing. Improve yourself by 1%. That's what the book talks about. Just incrementally. If you figure out one thing that you can change every day, if you could figure out one thing, add on another task every day, just small tasks. if you have like 30 new tasks by the end of the year, you'll be 30% better as a human. And I thought that was really cool. So, yeah. What am I doing? What am I doing? I think that's it for that. Show the lewds. Yeah, the difference is exercise, retaining what you have, and working out, changing for better. Yep. Yeah. Next step is let's put this white background up. Oh yeah, I was supposed to render. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to get rid of the lines. Dang, I only have 20 minutes though, so I gotta cover these points before. There's a lot of other stuff I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah. There's a lot of questions on my YouTube right now that are left unanswered, and I freaking apologize. It's getting overwhelming, which I am grateful for everybody. But if I don't get to your questions, I'm sorry. Like immediately after I post a video, I usually get to them, but they start to pile up. One of the questions I kept getting for my Bulma video was, how did I get the silhouette? How did I get the silhouette of Bulma in the speed process? So what happened was, I cut out the part where I made the background the same color as the silhouette. So let me just make this a silhouette right now. So let's see here. So if I choose the color of the background here and I have it like this, it looks like just lines, see? So, but I'm just filling it. I'm filling it the same color as the background. At one point, I created a blue silhouette from nothing to something, and it looked like magic. Like, oh, how did you do that? Like, I'm not trying to trick anybody. I just like that part get cut out, and the whole videos breaks down things in so much detail. So, in the Patreon or Gumroad. So, for this, I just wanted to explain that to you guys. So, that's all it was. And to get the color, the different color variations, I'll pick a slightly warmer color or purplish color and throw it in there just like this, and just blend it in there. All right, some blues, see, some reds, and there, boom. So yeah, so hopefully that cleared up some things. Next step, let's oh my goodness, this is the hard part. You guys talking. All right, I know my artbook questions will never get answered, Dredgetty. Ha 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 ha. All right, I'll find you. Okay. Did you highlight your name? Did you do it? Did Jet's life philosophy? Life is just a bunch of chores. Yeah, I'm looking for you, dude. Gonna start a Discord if you have an account. Yes, I will start. See, I'm looking for you because I keep getting that sometimes. People are like, I'll never get my questions answered. Blah blah. Just put at the Jetty Jet so I can see your question. But I want to draw too, you know. Like I don't want to just keep like reading. It's make it kind of just me talking instead of working, and people in the future might not want to see that. Oh, and convention. So I'm going to be setting up for. I'll be doing SAC Anime in the 4th through the 6th, and then next year I'm scheduled for like twice as much as I had planned this year. So it's going to be a busy year. I'm trying to get at least one show a month. Trying to. I already got rejected by Comic-Con and Comic-Con San Diego and Comic-Con New York. Both of them rejected me. But Comic-Con Las Vegas, I'm going to that. Hooray. Yesterday. Alright. Let's put some details in his face here. Studied in a month. I have Scott Robinson's How to Render. Haven't spent in the last related. My friend, go through it. Oh, let's talk a little bit about Boku no Hero. That's a good one. Yeah. So I watched it. Watched the first season. It's watchable. I'll keep going. I'll keep watching it. But, and there's a big but. Compared to my favorites, it's okay. It's very watchable. I definitely would continue watching it. But let me explain myself, okay? I think it's honestly, for now, first season, it's overrated. It's a bit overrated. I like Gravity Girl. I like Frog Girl. But there are just glaring issues that I just like that made me so angry. Trivial question: how many layers you got right now? I know them boys can add up. Them boys sure can add up. These are a lot of retaining layers for total maybe like looks like about 25 maybe, but a lot of it is just to keep as backup, so that the patrons or Gumroad people can always go back and look at what I did. I'll always keep like my rough drafts and stuff. But yeah, there are quite a few right now. Yeah, so what's my issue, man? What's my issue with it, huh? I know I'm gonna have the mob come after me after this. Didus, you feel the same way, Didus? And he's like, I can't say anything about it, or else they're gonna come after me. It's so popular right now. It's so popular. So first major issue was shoot. Oh no. Wrong button. Almost open. You know the anti-hero at the beginning, the bully? If you guys watched it, there's going to be a lot of spoilers here, okay? Katsuki Bakugo, the fire guy. He's like the grenade fire kid. All right? Man, he's such a hateable character. I bleeping hate him, man. Like, what's wrong with him? Like, here's the thing. When you write a character in a story, even if they're evil or bad or bullies, they have to be relatable. Like, okay, I get it. He's a bully. Like, he gets his reason as a bully. No, this guy's just an asshole. Like, I just don't find him very believable. Like, I don't think anyone's that much of an asshole just to be an asshole. There's got to be some sort of trauma or some sort of backstory. That I just feel like it was just like, here's the thing. I get it. Sometimes you just gotta have a bad guy or a bully or an archetype character, you know. But for him, it's like as if they just said we need a bad guy. He's bad guy, and the other guy is good guy because he's nice and he's good. It's very one dimensional. Good and bad is very just like, I mean, watch Game of Thrones, right? Everybody you hate turns into people that you love, and people that you love turn to people that you hate, and it's just everybody's so much depth in their character. This kid is just a freaking asshole in the whole beginning. And look, how would I handle him? I would make him like, I would have him like some sort of justification for his his bullying. It's like, where did his asshole come from? Where does his assholery come from? For me, I would imagine like he's jealous, or he envies the main character. He envies him completely. Like that's it. And he thinks that, you know, he's such a goody two shoe. Wow, he's so nice, and it's something that for him, it pisses him off. And they kind of touch on it, but not to the point where that's his reason. Like, that's not the clear reason. He's just mean to him because he's mean to him. It's like, the main character, he's very fond of. Hey, I'm glad you mentioned Bakugo. The further you get into the story, the more you discover about him. He does suck at first, but that's all I say. Um, yeah. No, it's gonna get better. My hate's gonna get a little better because I do like the show. Um, tips for improving line art, just in general proportions, ideas for poses. Brett, we talking about Brett. That time is over. We already answered that earlier. I'm sorry. I want to talk. Look, zoom in. It's all about the process. Okay, keep your pixels really tiny. Work on like 2" by 2" 300 pixels, and use a 7-pixel pencil, and then slowly double your canvas. That's gonna give you a lot more control as you go for lines. But I was saying, Izuku, that's Izuku Midoriya. He's such a lovable, friendly kid, right? And it's like, there's no way you would hate him. He adores you. He admires him so much. He looks up to him. He's his idol. If somebody idolizes you and is very friendly and always has you in their best interest, you would kind of be fond of that person. You might be like, hey, yeah, punk, you like that, but you wouldn't be like kicking him down, like, you know. I'm trying to get into his mind, you know. It's like, fucking asshole. Can I say that, man? I'm so scared to be like, so scared to be vulgar nowadays. It's a hard time. It's a tough time right now. Tough time. And so here's where it starts to redeeming itself. He later gets put in his place because people start making fun of him, and that's the point where I came back to it, because I put it down. I got to like 6th episode, and I was like, man, I'm done with this. I'm done with this for now. And then I came back to it, and it turned out that, yeah, he realizes that he's just not as great as he thought he was in his mind, and that for me is a good. What's the word I'm looking for? Saving grace, redeemer. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. It's a good redeemer. It works out. Like, he's got issues, but he's not the best anymore. He's just okay, and I think that's good, because then he's like, he has room to grow. So that was the one main issue. The other one that stands out to me is the character designs. Not the main characters. I always say this. The main characters are fine. It's the background characters. I feel like they were so poorly drawn, and they didn't get very much love. The shape language, nothing feels consistent. Everybody's just almost as if they were throwaway characters. And aesthetics is like, it's a big part of my immersion. If the aesthetics are off, then I'm just like, pit. Yeah. Jedija at the Jedija show. I'm sorry, my name is. I know it's complicated. What advice would you give to talk coloring talking coloring in the beginner phase? I would definitely start off with the wash, and then you could apply colors over the wash, and that's gonna help you get more unified colors, because a lot of time colors can be all over the place, because they kind of don't, what's the word, harmonize. Colors seem to be, they all look like they have a mind of their own. They're all doing their own thing. But when you have a wash, it'll mute the colors and bring them together. Harmonize them. Harmonize. It's yeah. That's one thing you can do. Are you on season 3? Me? No, I'm not. I'm on season 1. I just finished season 1. Oh yeah, and then the last thing that bugs me is the Thinking about Izuku, I wanted him to do like I don't know. I felt like he was kind of like Shinji Ikari from Evangelion. He was not. He was not. He was not like come like. Dang it. He wasn't stepping up to the plate when I really wanted him to. Like, come on, dude. Your commentary on how background characters appear in My Hero Academia reminds me of Durara, where all the characters are grayscaled. No, grayscale's fun, man. Like I'm talking about like just the designs, man. They got Gumby characters with like hair, like doing this stuff, or like, just. I understand they're trying to like be appealing and unique, which they have succeeded, but they just look a bit cheap in the beginning. And yeah, I'm still going. That's why I'm drawing Gravity Girl, because I think it's worth it. Yep. Bop. I'm clicking back and forth. Dang it. Between the chat and Krenz. You guys know Krenz? He's like my idol. He's my idol. Krenz art. When I look at Krenz, he's the guy who makes me feel like, yeah, I'm not doing enough. A lot of people make me feel like Krenz, Sakimi-chan, Ross, Art Germ, freaking Reikyu. They work so hard. So that's the last thing I wanted to talk about. Jetty Jet, it's pretty cool how you speak about art from using the language of another. Really unites the arts in a way. Yeah, man. You guys, Brez, the wash. Yeah, the wash. So when you started drawing, fill in one single color, and that's a wash. So when watercolor days, you would start off a white canvas. You just paint over it with just one blanket of color, and that's what they would call a wash. So I'm gonna love season 2. Hell yeah, man. Look, I want to show you guys when you write the Jetty Jet Show, it turns into the highlighted. When it's not, it's just like, see, I'll miss it. We should give for talking color. Okay. Do you do background paintings? I wish. Have I ever met Krenz, Vang? Did we have dinner together? Because if we did, then you're trolling me. Because no, I don't think you're the same Jer. No, his name was James. So I had dinner with Krenz, and he came to my table, and like hung around for like an hour, giving me like pointers and stuff. He's such a really, really cool guy. I really like him. He's he's like an open book. That's what they call him. He's not. He's just full of like knowledge, and he's just so happy to share it. And I think that's somebody at his caliber and level is just like, man, he's a boss. He's a boss. Yeah, but he followed Cynics and he didn't follow me. I felt, man, I'm like, come on, Cynics. I mean, Cynics is a great guy, but I felt like I had something special with Krenz. I'm like, come on, Krenz. We go back. We go way back. No. He's got a busy schedule. People are busy. Do you still use the 13 Wacom? Yeah, I'm using it right now. I actually have to do a review on another pad soon, next month. But was gonna say, man? Oh yeah. My last thing that I want to talk about was the industry and anime and how popular it's become. Like, this is a conversation I was having last night. And I was like, man, this is such a good topic. I always come back to this topic, and that is how anime's blown up. And during school, it was such a taboo just to even like mention anime. Like, all your teachers would be like, hey, no anime, man, no anime, you should be drawing anime. And all your peers who were all doing like concept art, yeah, anime sucks, man, stop being a weeb. And this is around 2007. It's very taboo. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I thought that was mean. I said, stop being so mean. And animators, and your animation teacher, your concept art teacher, everybody. Yeah, you don't want to do anime. It's the industry doesn't want anime. It's not good for the industry. You won't survive. You won't survive in the industry if you do that. If you do that, you're gonna starve. You'll be a starving artist. You know, it's always the case where they think they have their finger on the pulse, like the pulse, the industry, and they're industry leads, and they know what's they couldn't foresee what was gonna happen. It's so popular. It's never been as popular as it is right now, like anime. And before I go into further detail, let's talk about let's identify anime. All right, once and for all. All right, anime. I wrote it down. Anime is a spectrum. So spectrum, it can be something like this: big old plushy eyes, so bubbly eyes, moe style. If you guys know moe. It's not moe. Yeah, this is moe. But they also have more realistic styles like Kim Jong-gi and Terada Katsuya. Those people, you would say they have like a anime-esque style, but they're not drawing anime, are they? So what makes, like, Miyazaki, for example, or Dragon Ball? For me, I look at anime as just this is my definition. It is an exaggerated, reduced, idealized, stylized Eastern aesthetic, or just a stylized Eastern aesthetic, because that's really what it comes down to. If you look at, like, for example, any like Samurai Jack or Powerpuff Girls back in the day, or like Looney Tunes or Disney, even Disney characters, Mickey, for example, they're stylized. Or like Peanuts with Charlie Brown, they're really stylized. And at some point, in some ways, you would say, yeah, that's kind of anime. But no, it's just stylized. It's really stylized. And what anime tends to do is they tend to idealize their the look. And it's an Eastern aesthetic. It's what the East likes in their drawings. And they kind of lean towards that. It's a leaning towards an idealized, stylized look. Sometimes it's not really like super idealized, but I'd say like 99% of the time they idealize things. So reducing the features and of the face and stuff. I hate when they like see something Eastern, or like something like, for example, like Monster Hunter or Black Desert in a video game, or like Kim Jong-gi, and they're like, oh, that's anime. It's anime, man. Oh, that's anime style, man. Because look at the eyes. Look at the eyes are big eyes. Big eyes, man. No, anime technically is just like an animation, right? It's not anime. It's stylized Asian drawings. An Eastern aesthetic. And that's how I look at it. And it's anyway, so school, they shunned it. They said, no, don't do it. It's not good for your health. And it's not a viable direction. And because they were pros of the industry, they knew what they were talking about, right? No, but now it's like every startup industry or job or company is like looking for more Eastern styles, more anime style for the past 5-6 years. It's been really popular. It's like every project that I've gotten, hey man, can you draw like this? Can you draw like what you're doing? Can you do it for me? It's funny because I have this huge professional art portfolio with like creature designs, house designs, concept art, and everything just like geared towards concept art. And not a single one of those pieces got me work. My first major job that I got was based off a sketch that I did before I even went to art school, and it was just a really graphic, stylized anime character. Like, hey man, could you draw my character in that style? Can you do it like for a long time, like ongoing? And can and I'll pay you. And I was like, yeah, sure. And this went on for about 2 years, and thank God for this person. They got me through some really tough times because I had consistent work from them, and it was because of those pieces that I did for him so consistently and had such a large set of work from him that it looked like, hey man, you got some professional work. And then I started getting work like mobile game companies would ask me, hey, can you do that kind of style for our game? And it would just start compounding and adding up, and it all started because of my love for the animes. Okay. And honestly, I was out of touch with anime. I was just drawing that way because that's kind of what my natural inclination to. I had a lot of friends who looked on it and were just saying like, man, come on, man, come on, Jet, man, you shouldn't be doing that, dude. Bro, come on, anime again? Teachers would say that too, like the exact same way, not even like exaggerating. Like, Jet, anime? But it's like, anyways. Dap. Subjet, I'm an artist, working to sell our art at convention students, not second. Any advice for being like me, selling posters and drawing commissions? Yeah, man. So, when you produce drawings, when you print, like 20 pieces, and then you're gonna gauge to see what works, what sells, what does well, and you're gonna adjust your sales as you go. It's a learning process. But you're gonna have to find your own style and your own method, and you will as you go. It'll just come naturally. Definitely have at least 10 pieces. 10 pieces. And do things that are relevant. Do things that are relevant. Really important. Cool color, man. Thanks, Solange Fellian. 1.2 anime. Did you win any art awards as a kid? No. It's funny, you know how like people always have those horror stories about their art teachers? Man, my high school teacher hated me. Damn. Like me, like here's the problem with these folks, in these positions. High school teacher, art teacher was not even, barely even freaking know how to draw. Like, couldn't draw. They would feel intimidated or let their ego get in the way because you are putting in more work than is what is required. So if a teacher if he gave me an assignment, I would try to do 2 or 3 of them, like a pointillism or hand drawings. Instead of doing one, I would try to do more than one because I'm having fun, and I thought that's something to be kind of admired. That's something you should strive for. But no, it puts me on the cocky list. Oh, that kid's cocky. Let's be extra mean to him. It was so bad to the point where we had a glass window on our door. We were arguing in front of the classroom about how if only YouTube was really popular back in the day. We were arguing about the unfair treatment that I was getting because I was a sophomore, and I was pointing out the fact that the seniors in the back, who all sat in the back, all were always talking, and I'd be sitting there listening, paying attention, and I'd complain. I'd be like, dude, like, why aren't you saying anything to these people? Anytime I make a single noise, I get in trouble. I get scolded or whatever it was, and it was frustrating. It's like, the fuck is up with this guy, man? So, just because they're art teachers doesn't mean they're healthy people. And not all teachers, but a lot of them just have this like I don't know what kind of, I think it's like a revenge complex. Like they need to get back at the students or something. And as a kid, they're authority, and you don't really know what to say. You don't know who to complain to. It's just how it is. This is life. This is the feudal life of being a student. You just take it. You just take it, man. I had so many stories like that. But yeah, that was my first art experience. Going to community college, I actually had a really good time there. That was like such a good time. My goodness, my best years, actually, I'd say my best years in art, like in actually studying art, they were so open-minded and experimental. They really showed me where all this stuff could go. And the teachers, they were just very, very supportive, like almost like supportive parents. They would see kind of potential, and they would be like, yeah, man, you got it. Like that's awesome. Like they wouldn't try to shoot you down. And I'm just saying, that was a good time. So it wasn't all bad. But when I got into art school, it was like 10% really good, and the rest just like either non-art related or some sort of ego. Okay, I'm being a little rough. 30%. It wasn't all bad. It is 6:13, y'all. 6:13. Let's make sure. What else did I want to talk about today? Oh yeah, I was just talking about like styles, right? So we think about like artists like Sakimi-chan or Ross, for example. Some people might consider his style anime. Why? Because it looks slightly Asian. It's not anime. Come on, it's not anime, but technically it can be anime. And then Krenz Krenz definitely is anime style. Art Germ, very realistic, but still Art Germ. You guys know Art Germ? Draws a lot of Western comics, but it has a very Eastern feel to it. And some people would say, hey, that's anime. Somebody hurt me in the past, as you guys can tell. Oh, man. All right, I keep going on and on and on and on and on. Hi. Just rendering out these shapes, and then I'm gonna turn out these lines. Gonna paint out these lines eventually. Or keep them in there. I think maybe keep them in there. I'm not a pro yet. It takes a lot longer to fully get rid of those lines. See, if I turn off the lines, it loses a lot of information. But it looks cool if you can do it and make it work. But I'm too scared. I'm too scared to do it. SS, yeah. What's your opinion on shaving? Shaving sideburns. It's my cousin. He's in the chat. Say hi. Say hi to the reunion. Chat. What's your I thought I told you to get rid of those sideburns. Every time I see you, V-Ball, you're not getting rid of your sideburns. Oh man. Okay, so establishing those colors there. What's this? Out. I think that's good. Man, I think this is too blown out. Way too blown out. Trying to erase it out. Erasing it out. Our jam has a great balance between Western and Eastern and his own style, which makes it unique. You from Thailand? Me? No. It's a good question though. I'm from Cambodia. We're like neighbors. So wadi krap. You're off the team. That's right. I thought I told you to get rid of sideburns. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some the initial sketch that I had like ideas for like just some gravel or stones flying up into the sky. Something very simple, graphic looking. Graphic stuff is really good for for posters. Oh dang! What this one? Oh, I made a copy. Yes, I did. Sometimes I put things away because it's like I made a copy of that. It looks cool though. Nice and punchy. Dang, maybe I'll keep that in there. Yeah. Maybe I will. Okay. I think that's it. 6:18. That's been a good show. I'm gonna. Yep. So sorry if I'm not able to get to everyone. I missed anybody. It's all over the place. My brain's all over the place. So keep them sideburns. Let us connect. So yeah, improve 1% every day. Pick something and then keep to it every day. And it has to be small. Don't make it big. Making it big makes you take huge breaks. The bigger the task, the larger the break. The longer the break. For me anyway. That's just how it's been for me. And when it comes to working, it's also very important to not go over your time that you set for yourself. So for me, I was supposed to do an hour Patreon, hour YouTube, hour hour Patreon, hour daily sketch, and hour YouTube for editing every day. Don't do 3-4 hours, because if you do 3-4-5 hours, you start getting tired and you're like, oh, I don't feel like doing the other thing, and then you lose out. You want to keep up the keep it up, keep up the grind. Yeah, keep grinding. I know when an ending is coming. How do you know an ending's coming? We could be on here for another hour. You don't know the show. It's Jetty Jet show. So yeah, that's I guess that's pretty much everything. You just got here, Jesus Corona. Look, man. All right, just put in your last questions, and then we'll go for another 20 minutes because I can do some more stuff. Okay. I like this layer. I don't like it too strong though. That was my that's my duplicate for my shadows, and I put it away because whenever I manipulate something, I always want to have a backup copy of it because I ever want to go back. I never go back to things. I just keep going forward, but it's just a habit. Did I use multiple layers or normal? Normal. I'm using this. Oh, multiply? No, I'm using normal here. So for normal shadows, let me show you. When you do normal shadows, boop, 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 boop. Okay, see the light, blue lights now. Okay. Oh wait, the shadows are right here. Oh wait, these. Okay, I have two different shadows. I have a form mid-tone type of shadow, and these will develop forms, and they generally go across the drawing, adding a darker shade over everything. And I just use a really, what color am I using? A really light purple. You can use a light red too, just super light, like 83%. But it just really it makes it nice, like from flats to the rounded forms. The next one would be my shadows, my real hard edged cast shadows, and ambient occlusion shadows. Initially, these shadows looked like this. Oh, let's turn it up, like this. But they're on a normal layer. So when they're on a normal layer like that, and I lock the transparency like this, I just locked it. See, pressing this button, that's gonna allow me to basically paint only on those shadows and nothing else. So if I turned it off, it'll go beyond that. See, and it's clipped down, so that's staying within the character. But this will make it so that I can only paint on those shadows. So if I wanted to change the temperature of the shadows, I can just lock transparency and paint it in like this. See, obviously that's really it's really ugly looking, but you would go in and spend time on specific portions of it, adding different temperatures in the shadows. And that's only achievable if you use normal. If you go multiply, it'll bleed into everything. See, it's like it's multiplying into all the other layers underneath. So you'd have to brighten it a lot and then change the temperature. But even when you change it, it doesn't give you a true, see, like say for example I wanted a really light color. See, it doesn't give you that color. This color that I'm looking at here doesn't give me that color because it's on multiply, so that color is getting blended into the colors underneath. But if we're set to normal, then it gives us the option to change it whatever hue. You have full control over it, so you're manually picking the actual colors you're using there. So I'm using Clip Studio. Clip Studio, look at the top left, trying to study your art process. Thanks, I couldn't see. Wait, do you do that again? That looks cool. What, this? This thing in here? Ah! Yeah, it is cool. That's why I make my shadows. Oops. Oh no, I'm getting lost. What's going on? Oh my god. Okay. As you can see the shadows here, they're doing that kind of weird effect there. Oops, forgot to lock it. Wait a second, is that the right one? Yeah, that's the right one. See, but you don't want to overdo it. It may look a little funky. See? So I kind of hit it wherever the bounce light is coming from, so it kind of gives us that bounce light feel, but in a graphical site. I'm messing it up. Go back. Okay, so let's add some fine details here. And this will go over our lines. Oh, but up. Hey, you still good with anatomy? Did you make the design? Did I make the design? Yeah, I kind of designed it. I kind of designed it. No, it's the character. It's a character. It's based off a character. Yeah. So over everything, I'm just gonna start painting some of the details in. Why isn't it showing? Okay. Actually, let's go standard lines for now. I'm gonna. So I gotta establish. Oh, I gotta establish all of my lights and shadows and all the details before I go over it with the. See, I'm underneath the line still. Before I actually go in, I'm gonna just push some of the darks here and there. Push some of the darks here and there. This way. We're still rendering. Not rendering, but building. I don't know what's called. I don't know. Going in and refining. How about that? I consider rendering is when you're it's your last stage when you're blending all the shapes together, blending all the lights and shadows together to give them that nice rendered feel, like a finished feel. And that goes over the lines. Yep. Oh, it's so quiet. So quiet. No sounds, no music. How'd you get the hair to look so free and natural? Well, after a long hike up a mountain, I offered a goat to the volcano god. And I came back, and the drawing just like, I don't know, man. It takes practice. There's yeah. It's big, medium, small. Big, medium, big shapes first, mediums, and then scattered with like little friendlies next to each other. And then the goat's blood, ghost blood. Jet, I have a question. I have a problem with drawing without. How do you get over an art block? How much time should I practice every day? Practice every day. Just get that habit. Get the habit. Make it habit. Do a 10-minute drawing every day. Don't worry about art block. Just know that you're drawing 10 minutes every day. Come back to it. When you take a little break, you will find it. Hey, you know what? It's not that bad. You find a different solution. That's what I did. I put the sound like 4 or 5 times. Came back to it. I was like, oh, okay, I think we can do this. We can do this now. Cool. I have problems drawing without thinking, but I'm supposed to be conceptualizing because I train to be a concept artist. Is there any tips of getting rid of this habit? I have problem of drawing without thinking. Yeah, Jared, you gotta think, man. You gotta think, bruh. You gotta think. What would the character be wearing? Why would he be wearing? Is it raining out all the time? Maybe it's a lot of fire all the time. Maybe they protect their feet from the fire because they climb on the mountains a lot. Maybe they just find objects on the ground and they put them on because they're like post-apocalyptic and they don't make stuff anymore. You gotta think. I can't think for you, man. You just gotta think, man. Gotta think. Think, bruh. Don't stop believing. Hold on to the feeling. Be not the people. I like that song. How do you change your line art from black to colored? Well, I never went black. I just I was always colored, and it's on a normal. It's in a normal setting. So if I clip it, I can paint on it. And if I unclip it, then I don't get to paint on it. See? But if I multiply it, just like what we were talking about earlier, it bleeds through everything. Hey. はい、そうですね。はい。 はいそうです。Weibo ですね。はい。proud です。proud Weibo ですね。Suka yeah. Um yeah, well, I'll have the stream up later. I will. Shoot, what were we talking about? We're always all over the place, see? Ah, thanks a lot, Chad. Always these questions. It's like the same question like 10 times in one stream. Every single time. I know you weren't here. I get it. But Suki, блядь. I wonder if YouTube will flag me for that. Um, 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 change the subject. What am I thinking? Finding those shadows. There's darker darks. Oh yeah, I did the. My goal was to right? Yeah, the goal is to do a video after like a live stream after every Patreon post, and I missed 2 videos already. 2 of them. One for Bulma and one for Bozet. So yeah, people were asking when is it gonna be available? It's available in the Gumroad too now. So if you guys enjoy this content and you guys want to help support me out, please consider becoming a Patreon. I got the pledges as low as $1. You got a dollar? You got a dollar spare? You spare $1? It's $1, man. Come on, it's like $1. You got like $1? Come on, it's like $1. Help me out, man. It helps. Okay, it does. And thanks everybody so far who's become patrons. You guys are insanely awesome. If you're not gonna be a patron, please subscribe. That'll do. That'll work. You know what I mean? Get the word out. That'll help. Yep, I'm not rendering. I'm just well, I guess I am rendering. It looks kind of cool like that. Yeah, man. Yeah. Okay. Hi. I can go on forever, and I probably will after I go. Probably will. I'm gonna go on forever, but I don't want the stream to go on forever. I learned my lesson. I learn. All right. Oh, Jetty Jet, will you have this stream as a video? Yeah. Sure will. I'll do that. Who's the best girl for the Balkan Hera Academy? Who's the best girl? You're looking at her. She is the best one. Oh, and I also wanted to mention, man, you guys don't know One Punch yet? Go watch One Punch. Or Tiger and Bunny. Oh, dang. Tiger and Bunny. That was an insane hero-themed anime. This was before anime really blew up mainstream. This was when it was still just for weebs and underground people. And people who watched Toonami back in the day. I'll watch Tiger and Bunny. That's so good. So good. It's, it deals with like the human condition of the heroes. They're treated like NASCAR racers, so they have to like sponsor brand names on. They have to wear the brand names on their outfits. I'm like, that's a really cool. I guess it's not as playful. It takes it a little more seriously. But I really like that one. this year. Lock it up. Yeah, Boku no Hero is so good. Oh no, I meant to say Tiger and Bunny. Yes. Boku no Hero is decent. But according to so many people, watch season 2. You won't be disappointed. You won't be disappointed, man. You won't be. Okay. Okay, I trust you. I trust you, okay? Alright, I think that's it, you guys. That's it. No more questions? Good. Okay, cool. I just saw one of your vids in my recognition. Saw your streaming. I have to say, you seem like a cool dude. And then funny individual. And your art's nice too. Oh my goodness. That's too much. You're too sweet. You're giving me diabetes. You're giving me cavities. Well, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. You're a good man, XXX. You're a good man. He's a good man. Give it up for XXX Gigoer. Gigo eat. But yeah, it's that time. It is that time. It is that time. We have to go. We have to go. We can't do this forever. This is it. This is not done yet. It's got another maybe hour or 2. 3? Probably 3. Before I'm actually happy and done with it. Gotta do a little background and stuff with it. But yeah, thanks everyone who joined. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I sure did. I did. We'll see you guys again soon, okay? Oh yeah, and a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. Hope you guys, your wishes all come true, and you guys find joy and happiness and love and gratitude and warmth, and your stomach is full and you get like fat and warm, because it's bulking season. You're not supposed to watch your weight. You're supposed to just get fat right now. Okay, and take care. And what the hell? Where's the button? I gotta find the button. Take care and butt up. Take care and butt up. Butt up. You guys know butt up? It's coming. Bada bop boom. Bada bop boom. Pieces.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head, because there are so many things that I